Hello everyone, welcome in. Danielle here from Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I'm so glad to have you here today. If you are new here, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you are watching this on the replay, know that you're guaranteed just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, go ahead and check out that description below. All the regular days and times that I stream are listed there, as is information about my online Reiki classes, community Discord, crystal shop, and social media. If you are here live, go ahead and click that live chat button. I invite you to make any requests that you happen to have for the crystal grid. We will build a beautiful crystal grid together as a group for the first 45 minutes or so. And after that, I will briefly explain what Reiki is, and then we will transition into a healing where I turn the music up, turn the lights down, and send Reiki to you whenever and wherever you happen to be for the next 25 minutes. So glad to have you all here. Oh, fantastic. Oh, some good requests already. Okay, so let's dive right into your grid in progress. It looks like one of the kitties adjusted my camera, so bear with me just a moment. Look away if you tend towards seasickness. That's at least a little better. Okay, that'll do. That'll do just fine. I've been watching foster kittens, and it's been hilarious to see what they feel comfortable getting into day to day. So let's see. So we've already got some jade in the center here for prosperity, good fortune, good luck. I know a lot of us have been trying to just invite all the good things in, and jade is sacred in China and for good reason. So let's go ahead, bring this in. We could totally use it. Copper is here to help get the energy flowing and start to break up some blockages. Gotcha. Oh, awesome. Good request. So let me switch over to my other screen so I don't miss anything. SS Ben, Cora Carr, Bethany, welcome back. Grace, good to see you. Jennifer, Maricela, Chris. Oh, I'm so glad to see everybody. Oh, and Belinda, good to see you too. Oh, so happy for you all. Oh, all of the tarot readings for all 12 signs for November are up. So feel free to go ahead and check those out whenever you like. So glad to have you all here. So let's dive right in. So Ben, you had some requests about negative blocks, things kind of stored in your heart and mind, and curing skin diseases. So I've got things for both for you already. We'll start with leopard skin jasper. This helps with anything skin related, whether it's an infection, a parasite, anything. It can help the skin quite a bit. It's also wonderful for any kind of connection with the animal kingdom. So healing our animals, bonding with animals. So I've been using it a lot around the house with foster kittens. It can also help us to connect with our animal guides. So I'll bring that in. And we also have Epidote. Epidote is great for recovery from illness and injury just altogether, but it's also really good for any of the negative self-talk, like when we're getting on ourselves and being hard on ourselves. So the first thing that popped to mind was this one for you. It also helps with connection to the fairy realm, so I feel like it's really connected with Epona. And it's also used for anything having to do with the nervous system and the brain. So hopefully that can be supportive. But yeah, really good for getting us to kind of transcend that idea of repeating the negative talk in our mind, especially negative self-talk. It'd be very, very helpful. And that is Epidote. Looks very similar to Unikite, which we use here. We've been using quite a bit lately. Also wanted to bring in some shungite, also great for physical recovery and tissue repair. So that's always good for someone here. But it also helps relieve stress and emotional pain and kind of clear our energy field of anything really heavy. So anytime that I feel like I'm just sort of blocked and or like I'm just sort of stuck and I can't put my finger on it, I work with shungite. It's excellent. It helps clear our energy field from the inside out. There we go. So glad to have you here. Good to see you again. Cool. Oh, good. I already read Jen's mind. That's good to know. Blue apatite. I have blue apatite here. Sunstone. Rhodochrosite, moonstone. Clear quartz, rose quartz. You got it. Okay. Let's dive in with the clear quartz and rose quartz, because we can kind of build on those. Clear quartz, as we see here at my fingertips, it's a great blank slate stone. It helps to amplify the energy of any other crystal or intention. If you want to work with all the stones, you don't have to go out and buy all the stones. Grab a piece of clear quartz and either ask it to stand in for that specific stone or hold on to it with the intention that it hold those healing vibes that you're looking for you. So you can basically program it. There's an excellent book called Healing with Crystals by Pamela Chase and Jonathan Pollock. It's a small book, but it's like right to the point. It's great if you're a beginner working with stones. And it really walks through some even a little bit more like midway to advanced techniques of working with crystal programming that can be really fun. So let's bring that in, and we'll put that here. And rose quartz is this pure unconditional love that helps fill our heart, allowing us to let go of whatever is kind of negatively impacting us. It just is the perfect unconditional love stone, especially for folks that don't know what unconditional love is. If you weren't raised around it, it can be difficult to understand it. I've struggled with that, and I found rose quartz to be helpful. Samantha, good to see you. Vincent, great to see you too. Awesome. I promise I will get to everybody. Okay, good stuff. So, support for Greg and Susan, absolutely. I'll bring in some Herkimer for them, manifesting all the people and places and things that they're looking for, especially the people, the professionals. This is a stone that can help us connect what we're seeking to the highest spiritual version of what that can be in relation to you and everyone else that it impacts. So it takes what we're manifesting and it brings it to a more spiritually connected and ideal level, which can help us reach a little bit beyond what we might think is even possible, which brings us to Sunstone, which we'll go to next. This also helps to open up our intuitive connections quite a bit so that we can receive some guidance about what we are calling in or wanting to work with. It can help with also being in the present moment, which is so hard to do in our workaday life, isn't it? And it also can help with metabolism too. And I know we have some weight loss requests in there too. So this is known to help with metabolism, as is Unikite, which we're going to be bringing in. So let's go ahead and bring this in here. There we go. So that's Herkimer. Sunstone, as I mentioned, helps us expand the vision that we see for ourselves. Just as we were talking about negative self-talk and things, sometimes it's very apparent, like we're actually saying mean things to ourselves. Other times it's just like a limiting factor that we're probably not even aware of. We just think like, this is our limit, this is how far we can go, when really we can go way out farther, but we don't quite see that. This is a stone that helps you to reach farther than that. It helps to support the solar plexus chakra and your sense of self. So it also supports the sacral in your sense of how you can connect with others. It can be very balancing for that, especially if you're somebody who tends towards like being a little bit of a doormat, or not quite that bad, but just sort of putting your needs on the back burner for other people. It can help you to expand your vision of what you can be and help bring in that self-worth, which is another thing that can help with Vincent's request. I think Korakar made the request for Vincent. Let's go ahead and put that, let's see, sense of self. Let's do this here. Okay. Fluorite can be deeply balancing. It can help us when we feel just completely out of whack, especially if there's anxiety or fearful energy. This is deeply calming and rebalancing. So if you just feel like you've been at sort of odd ends of everything, pulled in too many directions, this is a great one to meditate with. It's a very light energy. It just helps to kind of gently lift your heart a little bit. It encourages you, and it helps us to feel it. I feel very connected to the element of water when I'm around it. So yeah, it helps to get our energy moving. It helps us to clear our minds, letting go of worry and finding some calm. It's also one that's not ungrounding. So I often use it for like a midday meditation. And it naturally forms in these octahedrons, which is so cool. Let's see. Spinal stenosis, gotcha. Okay, cool. Cool. Oh, lots of love, Bethany, my goodness. Yeah, let's keep going. What do we have? Yeah. Glad you're here taking care of yourself. Let's see. Smoking cessation, low metabolism, gotcha. Smoking cessation, low metabolism, and anything having to do with women's health. So we had some, I believe it was Sam requested some feminine balance and support. I have Moonstone to help that too, but Unakite is good for all of those things. It's great for anything with addictions, particularly smoking, and it's just seen as like the women's balance stone, but really helps with all manner of metabolism type stuff too. Helps with any kind of hormone stuff, regardless of what point in a woman's life that is, if it's like onset of menses, if it's onset of menopause, things like that. Also for marriage and good relationships. But yeah, helps with lots of things. So that's Unakite. And as you can see, like I said, it looks a lot like Epidote. Epidote is often quite a bit darker than the ones we have here too. These are quite a bit lighter. There we go. So that's Unakite. Lunar cycles, divine timing, connection to intuition, anything feminine, divine, healing, women's health. is Moonstone. Also, intuition and connection to divine wisdom. Also, releasing patterns that are holding us back, especially if those patterns were useful once upon a time and not any longer. Moonstone for sure. And all of these are Moonstone. Moonstone comes in a lot of different varieties. Let's go ahead and use these smaller guys. Go. Moonstone is also fantastic for attracting love, as is carnelian. Rhodochrosite, and this might actually help, let's see, I think Maricela requested it, but I believe it's going to help Bethany too. This is mother-child bond, rhodochrosite. It also helps with the physical heart, connection to, a lot of folks actually use this for connection to deceased pets too, but I often use it for asthma. Some folks use it for headache. It has a lot to do with mother-child bonding and healing trauma around any kind of younger stuff, especially if it had to do with parental bonding. So yeah, but all the best to both of you. That's rhodochrosite. Okay. We have a request for blue apatite, and I want to see how Cassandra Eason uses it. So let's look it up. So let's see. Ooh, this is good for a lot of us. The way that she uses physical abilities is totally different than how I ever have, and I love her perspective. She suggests using it to strengthen teeth, gums, and bones, which I have heard about. Also for cartilages, and mentions it for improving appetite, but also curbing cravings, which is going to be helpful for us. We get a lot of requests around that. Yeah, helps a lot with attitudes around eating. This is a great one for us. This is great. Yeah, I've just seen it as I personally feel like it's a very supportive and calming stone of the throat chakra. It helps support folks to heal the underlying trauma around, or underlying pain and wounds that we might have that keep us from sharing what's going on and sharing our feelings. That's how I use blue apatite, but Cassandra Eason uses it a lot for appetite control and also improving appetite where needed, and a lot with metabolism and maintaining a healthy weight, which I think that's going to be helpful for our crew. So here is blue apatite. This is a raw specimen. It's not tumbled. This is what it looks like when it is tumbled. So quite a bit of difference. So let's go ahead and, since we haven't really used this in a long time, let's go ahead and put this guy on the clear quartz. And all the best to you. Thank you for requesting that. You also had a request. You're like, I need it. Yeah, let's go ahead and have that. Spinal stenosis and things. We'll do Amazonite again because I feel like that can also help Vincent. Amazonite helps with not only self-respect but self-care. and seeing yourself as worthy, and also someone who needs the same love and support that you give others. But this is also a stone that's really thought of to be helpful for the spine, specifically like the bony structures of the spine as well as the nerves of the spine. So in conditions where they are both impacted, like stenosis, this is an excellent one. It's connected with the spinal nerves. It's also really calming, and it helps to bring in a sense of luck. Like people consider it a lucky stone. So let's put that on the rose quartz. Financial abundance. I think we could all use a bit of that. The jade will help. Let's bring in a little bit of citrine. Your dog in a stomach. We have leopard skin jasper out, which is excellent for everything having to do with dogs. Right jaw locking. I'll bring some howlite out because that can really help joints. Let's see what else can help joints. Yeah, we'll do some howlite for that. Citrine, as always, wonderful for manifesting financial support. Also helps to balance intuition with logic. And we've got for pain and inflammation, we have lapis, which also helps us to connect with folks in a way that is honest, open, filled with integrity, and helps to call on others to be the same. Helps with support in moving up in your career, and can be wonderful, like I said, for pain, inflammation. It's also sometimes recommended for vertigo and hearing loss, though I've never personally used it for that. And it's thought to help aid disorganization, to help you get organized. We've got white howlite, which helps with definitely with the joints, especially things like bone breaks, dislocations, anything joint based. In addition to the lapis for pain and inflammation, howlite is thought to be anything having to do with bones and teeth and hair, but also calcium absorption and osteoporosis, which is what I often use it for, but anger and resentment. So all of these are different examples of white howlite. And hopefully the joints, I think that'll help with your jaw, Samantha. Let's see. Energy for the rest of the day. So you can finish your YouTube, Patreon videos, absolutely. Polychrome jasper for that. And I want to do something else for you, Bethany. Let's see. Let's do bloodstone. Okay. We'll start with bloodstone. Bloodstone is like an emotional stuff hits the fan kind of stone. Helps with just emotional despair. Helps give us a little bit of like emotional stamina when things are tough. It helps to relieve self-doubt. It helps to quiet the mind, especially if you're meditating with it. But more than anything, it helps us to persevere through really difficult emotional situations. It is deep green, so it's very grounding while it's very heart healing. It also has hits of red going through it. It helps with those kinds of emotionally shocking and tumultuous things that like just shake the very ground that we stand on. So I'll definitely bring that in for you. Let's go ahead and bring in and polychrome jasper, and lots of love to you, Bethany, and your family. And Jennifer, to get the motivation and energy you need to get the work done that's aligned with your future and your soul's purpose, is polychrome jasper. Absolutely love it. When we just feel like I just can't, I'm just like in a moment of stasis and I just can't get myself to do the next thing. Polychrome jasper can help reignite our connection for the things we know we want to do and that are connecting us to the future we want to have and the life we want to live. I have some polychrome jasper. We can be in touch. I probably need a few of the things that you have in your shop. Also, check out Jennifer's crystal shop, Belladonna Botanicals, on Etsy. And I have my crystal shop linked in the description. Yeah. West Philly entrepreneur ladies have to support each other for sure. Let's see. Oh, we're looking for time machines to keep from getting older. I understand this. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so prosperity, definitely the jade, the citrine, and the lapis for sure. Taking action, facing fears. We have moonstone, and yeah, I think somebody else mentioned opal. I don't work with opal too much. When I have worked with opal, I've worked with it to, when I do spiritual work, it kind of keeps my energy protected and kind of quiet in a sense. Like I can kind of do my thing and not attract a lot of attention. This is the only opal that I have close by. And I forget what type of opal it even is. I hate to say. This was given to me by one of the jewelers when I was helping them move out of Jewelers Row. Because my studio used to be on Jewelers Row, and, you know, the real estate issues we've been having everywhere have been here in Philly for a long time. They were tearing it down to build a huge high rise, and it's not been built yet. It's just a patch of dirt. But yeah, the jewelers that had been there for literally over 100 years had to move. And so there were just certain things where they're like, take it. That's why this is cut so beautifully. This could be a pendant or even a large ring. But yeah, this is a type of opal. Let's take a peek at what someone else uses it for, because now I'm curious. I have a fire opal ring too. I think it's Boulder opal. Let's see. What do you all use opal for? Now I'm curious. It's not what's there. Here it's saying more like breaking old patterns, clearing up indecisions, inspiration and motivation. Yeah, like I said, I'm familiar with it being sacred to the shaman for keeping them hidden and veiled in the different shamanic realms. That's the use that I'm most familiar with. But I know it's used for lots of other things. So yeah, share with me what you feel you use it for. You got a crystal deck and opal popped out. Yeah. Red pine jasper. I've not worked with that before. Pink opal, yeah. I've got some green opal, but I've not worked with it yet. Let's also see. I think that what was given to me as green opal is actually a gem silica. Just a green gem silica, which looks somewhat similar, but feels very different. This is more like a flash opal. It's got all different kinds of colors in it. I think it's called boulder opal. Let's see. I don't think red pine jasper's in here. Like I've said before, sometimes a jasper or something like that, it goes by different names. Like there's one type of jasper that's actually different types of sea creature that, it's like their exoskeletons that fossilized. And I've heard it called a scribe stone, a calligrapher stone, writer's jasper. Yeah, and it's all the same stone. But it looks like someone was writing in script all over it. That's why they call it that. It's like usually red and yellow. You use opal for crown chakra work, spiritual invisibility. Yeah, that's how I've used it. Astral travel and seasonal depression. I've not used it for that. That's interesting. Yeah, so red pine might be one that we're already familiar with. Let's check. Let's see if she has it in here. Yeah, it's not in here either. There's royal plume. Green opal is good for fidelity and faithfulness in relationships. That makes sense. Yeah. Here, this is what I have. It's Oh, I don't have them here. Yeah, but I think what I have is actually gem silica. I just need one of the jewelers to look at it with me. A lot of the jaspers too, because a lot of them are just different fossilized things. They get called any number of things. Like the one I make a big example of often is bloodstone and heliotrope, because a lot of the books that you'll read that come out of the UK will refer to it as heliotrope. And here I hear it called bloodstone in a lot of the American books. So that's one that definitely makes sense to like bring that to your attention. But there's just a lot of times different trade names for things. Like moldavite is a specific type of green tektite. Tektite just meaning it's a glass from a glass created from the heat of a meteor strike. And that specific type, like you can find green tektite in different places of the world, but moldavite specifically is from one specific meteor strike. And it's in the Maldives. It's that only one. So it's like it kind of depends. Dragon blood jasper does look a lot like bloodstone, you're right. And sometimes I've even ordered bloodstone and gotten like dragon's blood jasper. Like that's happened. Yeah. Cool. Well, I think we are good. Let me just take another peek back. Make sure I didn't forget anybody. Got all those. Got all those. Got that. Your mother with prosperity. We have jade. We have citrine. Why the heck not throw in some pyrite to help us manifest a little bit more financial support, help move the energy, help support the lungs. It's supposed to help brain function and memory. Fool's gold helps to manifest the real gold. Balance, protection, clarity. Let's use some tiger eye. It is all of those things. It also helps with perspective so that we can see all the different pieces coming together and truly understand some material. It's very protective. Fears, blockages, taking action. Gotcha. Yeah. Yes, for Moldavite. Morrisonite jasper. Okay. That wasn't in the book either. Fears, blockages, taking action. Definitely fears and blockages. Shungite. Let's see, what else can we add? Taking action as well can be polychrome jasper, but let's see about... Ooh, that sounds lovely. For facing fears and blockages and taking action, I often use smoky quartz when I am dealing with those kinds of things. I find that it really calms the worry. It's also highly protective, but it transmutes energy, like it actually shifts it and changes it. So I feel like it could be really helpful for that. And then when it comes to fears, and like moving past fear, I often work with red jasper, so I'll grab some of that too. So smoky quartz. Another one too for moving energy, like like calming yourself as you move through something and kind of keeping your heart light. Fluorite can help with that too. But let me grab some red jasper. Yeah. Red jasper is one I use often when I'm struggling with like anxiety and fear that I need to move past to do something. It's super, super grounding. I also use it like after meditation and things like that to help me reconnect with my like physical body. But yeah, it can be excellent for that. So I feel like this can help with grounding, all of that. And I still do struggle with it now, but I used to have really, really bad anxiety. And red jasper is like, there's a reason I have a whole pile of it. It's because it really helps me in that regard. There we go. Awesome. So I think we are good. So we're going to get to that point where I select a couple of stones that I think support everyone's requests, and you'll vote on them. And I never know how that's going to turn out. And I will quickly explain what Reiki is, and then we'll get into the healing. So bear with me one moment. Okay. Cool. So here's one. The first one is this beautiful carved clear quartz bead that has 2 fish on it, which are, I mean, first of all, this is very much to Chinese specifications. It's like the balance of 2 fish, the yin and yang movement of energy, balance and harmony, very much goes with our vibe on the jade, but also just balance in general. And the other I feel like kind of calling on is garnet. It's very much for practicality and organization, but also for courage and creativity and finding balance in times of change. So I feel like they both kind of hit the theme that we were working with today. So go ahead and vote for those in the chat. I will quickly explain what Reiki is and a little of how it works for those who are new, and then we will take it from there. So as I mentioned at the top of the hour, my name's Danielle Stimpson, and I've been teaching Reiki for about 14 years now. If you want to learn more about my online Reiki classes or any of my social media, the Discord or Crystal Shop, it's all in the description below. But Usui Reiki is named after this particular method's founder, Mikao Usui, and this particular style was founded in the early 1920s in Japan. However, the elements at the foundation of this practice, the very understanding of what energy is itself, really comes from the indigenous spirituality of Japan known as Shintoism, in which everything has a soul. We are all interconnected, and what we do and the actions we take impact everyone, and everyone impacts us. And if ever there was a time in history where that is true, it is a time of global supply chain issues. Yes, we absolutely are interconnected, even in the most mundane of ways, aren't we? So essentially what I'll be doing is connecting to this energy called spiritually guided soul energy, or Reiki, which is one of the, if you would, frequencies of energies that runs through all of us, connecting all of us and everything around us. I'll be connecting to that and directing more of it to you. This particular energy is one of many that flows through everyone and everything. I feel that everyone can access it. Training is helpful. If you want to call yourself an Usui practitioner, then you get Usui training, but the energy has existed and persisted long before we had words to describe it. So essentially, this energy is one that our body, mind, and spirit already work with all the time. It's how we come into a greater sense of balance, letting things go, bringing things in, and essentially, just like when we drink water and it's so vital for all of our most basic functions, yet our subconscious mind and the recesses of our brain know exactly what to do with this fluid that keeps us alive. We don't have to consciously focus on it. Same with Reiki. You don't have to consciously focus on it. You don't have to keep your mind silent. You don't have to focus on anything. You can simply just get in a nice comfortable spot. Feel free to close your eyes. If you do feel like you want to move around, take a few yoga stretches, journal, combine this time with any other practice you find meaningful to you, or just, take a nap or see what happens. Reiki energy can sometimes show up more in our physical body, where we'll feel it on a physical level. Other times we'll feel our emotions rising up. Other times still we'll get deeply intuitive and spiritual information and connection. And then other times we may just notice our subconscious finally being able to be heard, sort of like our inner voice being able to show up in the conscious. So however this session shows up to you, even if it's just deeply relaxing, great. Just go ahead and enjoy and see how it shows up for you. Because this energy flows through everyone and everything all the time and unites and connects us all, you can be anywhere in relation to where I am. So you can be around the world. You can even be in the past or the future, especially those of you who will be watching this in the future. Hello from the past. You can absolutely benefit from this energy just by intending to be open and aware of it. So thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to share this healing energy with all of you. And just remember, you don't have to do anything, just be. And if you feel like your mind is racing, or if you're not quite sure if it's helpful info or just sort of mind babble, just take a deep breath in and out. And if it keeps coming back, hear it out. There might be something underneath that that's important. So again, thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and drop into the session. The music was actually created by another content creator. You can check out her information in the description below as well. And the lights will move gently and slowly through several different colors, but at no point will they flash or strobe. So let's go ahead over to the healing, and I hope that you do enjoy your session. At the end of the 25 minutes, you'll hear me invite you to take a deep breath in and out, slowly coming back to your body. And at that point, the chat will reopen, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or listen to any experiences that you might want to share. Okay, so let's see what won that vote. Hey, W. Hey, W, good to see you. So let's see. Yeah, I shifted the lights to film something else, and now it's like, everything's different now. There we go. Both, of course. And garnet. Let's go with both. So we'll move our Move our garnet down just a little bit. Put our quartz bead here and some garnets. So everybody get cozy, settle in. I'll be sending Reiki to you for 25 minutes. So that'll bring us to just about a quarter after, almost a quarter after, if you've started on time with us. Awesome. And thank you all so much for being here. Oh, this looks so pretty. Thank you all so much for being a part of today's event. Get nice and comfy and enjoy your session. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly begin to return to the space that you're in. Move your fingers and toes. Thank you so much. If you have any questions or anything to share, go ahead and use the chat. I hope you all feel better. I know I do. You're so welcome, Bethany. So much love to you and your family. Thank you, Chris. Love and light to you too. So glad you feel better. Enjoy the rest of your day. You're welcome, Vincent. Sending you all the best. Thank you. I'm thankful for this community too. You all are great. I'm so glad to hear that, W. You're so welcome, JS. You're welcome, Key. I hope everything works out. I hope your kitty comes home. Well, thank you all so much for being here. I am going to go and end the stream here. I'm going to get ready to go and teach my Reiki Level 1 class. They have their first class this evening. And as a reminder, I'll be back on Friday, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. East Coast U.S. time. And for those of you who are outside of the U.S., as a reminder, November 6th, this coming Sunday, we switch back to standard time from daylight to standard. So have a good evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you happen to be. Thank you. Enjoy your day too. And I hope to see you all again very soon. Lots of blessings, and bye for now.